doesn't. What do you think about this? I mean,
No, I mean, it's well,
this misogyny in here that's happening.
Yeah, well, but this notion of masculinity is deeply part of it. That's one of the. I mean, I think it goes. And you can look at the reasons why we've had this sort of dialectic over the Me Too movement. We've had this dialectic even prior to the Me Too movement. This
How
notion
do you fight it?
This
I
notion
think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they wanted to. I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
Counter but it's a natural reaction. I think it's one of the reasons we're losing so many men. And again, it's multi-ethnic. It's not just white men. We're losing them. We're losing them to these guys online. We're losing them to people that I'm bringing on this podcast as well. That's why I brought.
These are bad guys, though. These are bad guys.
But they exist, and we could deny they exist. They exist. Not only they exist, they persist, and they're actually influencing young kids every single day.
How do we push some of those guys back under a rock?
I think we have to first understand what their motivations are. I think we have to understand what they're actually doing. And
you don't
I think
that's it's racism and misogyny?
I think there's a lot of that, but I don't think it's exclusively that way.
I can't message to misogynists. I can't message that women shouldn't have equal.
But I think if we say people are misogynists, then we're falling prey. We're in that frame. Not everybody that disagrees with us is a misogynist, even those that. But I think this notion of toxicity in masculinity needs to be separated, and I think it's been conflated. And I think we're going to have to work on that a little bit. And I think there is a crisis.
I think some of us scare them. I think I scare them a little bit. Why they spend so much time on it. No, I'm serious, because I can fix a truck. They know I'm not bullshitting on this. Yeah. I'm not putting this in people's grill. I don't know if my identity is not hunting. My identity is not football coaching. My identity is not, a beard and a truck. I like all those things. But how did we get to this where have they figured it out that the identity piece of this is more important than the actual substance behind it?
It's not that we're not right, but I think we're wrong not to understand more deeply and fully that people think we are deeply full of ourselves and we're talking down to people and past people. People want to be protected, they want to be respected, and they want to be connected. And I think this notion of respect is something that keeps coming back to me. People that just feel like we don't respect them. And I think that's really important to communicate.
And lay down a clear marker that you're not going to demonize LGBTQ people. We're not going to allow it to happen. How do we lay that marker down? Because I'm not going to get into their space with them of that's what a man looks like, demonizing these. How do we stay firm, show that we're committed and not compromise on those values that we care about?
I mean, we continue to do what you and I have done. We've led the nation in terms of laws, anti-discrimination laws. We have the back of our diverse communities. We don't just rhetorically say that. We've done it through laws and regulations. We stand firm. At the same time, with respect, and this is where obviously I've kind of, it's not like even a break. I just think there are areas where we may overreach. And I think we have to acknowledge that as well. And if you don't acknowledge that, then I think you're going to lose people on everything else.